Mercy Chinwo, popular gospel artist, is currently in a messy fix with her former manager Easy, as both parties are throwing back and forth allegations of financial misconduct and instances of breach of contracts. Now, the issue is getting fastly out of hand, but the big question on the table is, as people who are into the gospel music industry, is this how to go about setting disputes? This is the report, and I'm your host, Enongene Doris. But before getting to the video, hold up, we got news for you. So we are starting a news segment every Wednesday where we invite you who has a voice you want the world to hear, who has a vision you want to pass out to the world, who is an entrepreneur, a vision-driven person, one with a movement that you believe the world should hear about. You are now welcome to a report. Simply send down your request on our WhatsApp number below, and you can be part of the next episode on Wednesday to talk about what your vision is and what you want to do for the economy. And also, don't forget to like and subscribe to the Next Generation Media channel if you have not yet, so you get to miss out on any of our subsequent videos. So when it comes to issues like this, I really prefer not to take sides. I will not want to side with any party yet. What I prefer to do is look at the facts and how these parties are representing themselves to the public. That says a lot about them. So we are going to first listen to both parties today on this episode, and then from there we are going to draw a conclusion on what could possibly be the real issue behind this case. Let's start by hearing from Mr. Easy, the one in charge of the Easy Concepts record label and former manager of Mercy Chinwo.
Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Easy, music executive, Easy Concepts Global, Easy Global Ministry. We're here at the court. There has been a purported and orchestrated evil agenda to sell the wrong impression to the public that we're running, and we'll keep wondering why we should be running. This is our country. No notice was given to me. We didn't know anything about the notice. And I've been appearing. I was at the EFCC on the 10th of December precisely, and I waited for about 4 hours, and nobody attended to me. We're here in Nigeria. If a fundamental human rights action had been filed against my right that was breached because I was detained for about 9 days in Ilorin, April last year, and I needed to find out why should I be breached, why should I be detained. There was no court order for why my accounts were frozen, the company accounts as well. My company business was rendered completely put on the pause, and we wanted to find out why should this happen. This transaction is all predicated on the premise of a contract. There's a contractual relationship, for goodness sake. And this contractual relationship, prepared by a certified lawyer, Udo Odoma, who is our copyright lawyer. There was a breach on this contract where the said artist, who is supposed to be a gospel artist, who is supposed to have integrity, who is supposed to sing Jesus and mean Jesus, who is supposed to keep to her words and terms of agreement, breached the contract, boycotted monies for events into her personal accounts, where it was using the same contents that belongs to us, earns those monies personally without any form of remittance. We were remitting royalty until we sent a mail officially and said we will no longer send a mail to you any more royalties until there's a proper mutual financial reconciliation. We need to have a meeting, and this will be done on the premise of an unbiased audit without any form of religious influence of one of your fathers or your mothers who have your interest and want to twist us to do what is not wrong. It's about justice. No, when we say these things,
okay. So what I'm going to, it's a 9 minutes video. If you want to find the full video, please do that and go to maybe the Easy Concepts Instagram page and look at the full video if you're going to learn. Like I said, I'm not going to be able to talk about the entire, maybe all the videos. There are so many videos out here, guys, that have been released by him, released by maybe Mercy Chinwo. So that is practically the case at face value. So we're going to see some of the comments that were made under this particular video that he posted on Instagram. He said, "I stood before the court today because I have absolutely nothing to hide. My commitment to transparency and integrity remains unwavering. The bench/arrest warrant manipulatively orchestrated against me without any formal service or notification has been vacated by the sitting judge. From the very beginning, I have stood firm in my values of honesty and integrity. I will continue to boldly speak the truth, ensuring it resonates far and wide for all to hear. Truth will always prevail." So that was Mr. Easy's comments under this particular view that he made. And we had other people that commented, like saying things such as, "I have listened carefully. His choice of words, style of communication, and tone, I can tell you there is a lot not clear about this man. Very soon we will see and hear it." So that's one comment. Another comment said, so someone said the same mistake cannot happen with Judy K too. So despite the fact that we are talking about this case, Mercy Chinwo, we also had an instance where Judy K came earlier on, although she has dropped the entire issue now. She came and talked about how there was some financial financial imbalance or financial nitty-gritty behind that was not going well with the company, let me say the label, but she later on dropped that and decided to just keep silent about it. So that's why this comment was made, because it's like a trend. It's more seem like a trend. I remember when I was scrolling through and checking more of the videos or analysis that we made on this particular case, we find out that there was also someone who was at the onset of this, a producer who was producing music for the label. That's when the label was still starting out, and he also confessed to have certain financial issues with Mr. Easy T. So, like I said, I'm not going to talk about any sites right now. I'm just stating what is known for now. But we are seeing a case of somehow a trail from maybe very long ago to now of people having some financial disputes with him. But that person said, this looks like a movie to me. We are preaching Jesus in the courtroom, right? Abi, we are fighting for money we sold him for. That's very funny. But yes, we're going now to listen to what Mercy Chinwo had to say, because she had been silent initially about it. Although when he came, this video shows that he apparently was locked up for 9 days. His accounts were frozen. So when I went, because I went and really checked down on the analysis, and I can see that there's evidence showing the fact that maybe from Mercy Chinwo's angle, there were some sort of attacks on him. But now Mercy Chinwo was quite silent initially. Then she came up later on and posted this video explaining her side of the story. And that's the video I wonder we should look into right now.
Everyone, it's your girl Mercy Chinwo Blessed. First, I want to say thanks to every one of you for your immense love and support. I never believed the day would come where I would sit here to share my story. For the sake of the body of Christ, I thought to bring some clarity to a lot of misleading news out there online about the Mercy Chinwo brand. A man said I sued him, came online, made videos to tarnish my image. He looked at me and said, I made you who you are and I will destroy you. I became scared of my life. It got to a point where I had to move from Lagos to Port Harcourt because this man made the environment toxic for me. I've endured bully. I've endured threats. Whatever he's doing on social media now is nothing compared to what I went through. This is not to paint him bad. He took me to court, came online to tell the public that I took him to court. Here are the documents. You took myself and Minister Judy K to court. And you're here playing the victim game. You bullied me, you threatened my life, you said you made me who I am and that you would destroy me. When you were the same person, how many lawyers have you changed now? Because you said you're going to deal with me, you have connections, you have money. What did I do? What have I done to you? I took you as a father. I was once your backup singer. I served you diligently. We signed the management contract in 2017. As we progressed, you tried to convince 12-year contract, which I said no. Since then, you started acting funny, always toxic because I did not extend the contract. Immediately after my contract, I discovered you forged a new contract. Please tell the world what happened to the 2017 and the 2019 contract. You seized my royalties for 2 years. You're a bully. You're an oppressor. One of my major crimes was when I did a song with Pastor Nathaniel Bassi. Because this man hates Pastor Nathaniel Bassi, you went as far as sponsoring fake news about an innocent child, my son, and you said my son was not my son. And you paid bloggers because you hate Pastor Jerry Eze. You won't want me to go for his events. The people you fight, I must fight them with you. And when I ask you questions, why don't you like them? You start harassing me. Because he had threatened me countlessly. You said you made me who I am and you have the power to destroy me. You are not God and you cannot destroy me. You have bloggers. I have God. The worst you can do is what you are doing. Like I said, what I went through working with you is nothing compared to what you are doing. You have bloggers. I have God. And I know that God will not let your plan come to pass. For his
Okay, we're going to end there. Like, I think there are just some few seconds left to the video. But before I give any comment about it, I'd like to read the comments that were put under her video. When she released the video, this is what she commented. like the caption of the video that she gave. She said, "I am overwhelmed with sadness every single day. I cannot even explain it all. This burden is too heavy for me to bear. People call me names, accuse me unjustly, and paint me as someone I am not. They say I broke contract that I never did. Despite all the frustration, they label me as something I could never be. But I know the truth, and I know my God sees all. He's the God of justice, and he must arise for my sake. The Lord is a God. The Lord is a God who avenges. O God who avenges, shine forth, rise up, judge of the earth, pay back to the proud what they deserve." That's from Psalms 94, verse 1 to 2. She says, "My heart cries out to him because I believe he will fight for me and make the truth known. I leave it all in his hands." So that was her caption for this particular video. And we had people that made comments on that her video saying things such as, okay, this one person said, like Chef Brian said, "The devil's strategy is using the church against the church. Lord help us." Like, Lord really help us. I had another comment that said, "It's the fake tears for me." Another comment said, "So we are coming from VDM." So when you go under her post, you see a lot of people commenting about this VDM post, because we had this, I think it's a famous YouTuber, stuff like that. He made a post analyzing the case from the evidence that he had, and most of it was against Mercy Chinwo. So he gave the analysis, and everybody was like, "Oh, we see that Mercy Chinwo is the evil person in this story." And then again, when you go and check another YouTuber that's Being Real George, I really, like, when I was doing my homework on this particular story, I think I would most likely want to take my analysis from Being Real George, because he was being unbiased. I believe VDM was being biased in his state. I'm not saying that anything he said was wrong, but he really focused on maybe one side of the story and did not, like, I feel like the evidence he gave were right. Like, the things he put together were right, but maybe twatted in a way because of he was pointing all the fingers at Mercy Chinwo. In this case, when you look at it clearly, the fingers are pointed on both of them. Okay, each person has a particular role that they have played in this thing reaching the magnitude that which has reached right now. So there's a lot to the case. We find where Mr. Easy T says that Mercy Chinwo breached her contract because she went behind and did deals and did not remit her pay that she had to the label, which from all evidence and declaration she did, because I believe she later on paid the money back, but they also held back her royalties for a year. I think the question everybody is failing to ask here is, why did they hold her royalties back, and why did she go back behind? Why did she go back behind the company? I think there was some like underlying issues that are not being said that both of them don't want to bring out. And from my own perspective, not to say I'm taking a side, but when I really look into this case and looking at the fact that it goes way back in Mr. Easy T's record to have financial issues, this could have been a thing that prompted Mercy Chinwo. Like, there might have been a prompting for her to go behind the label, which is not a good thing. I'm not going to say that it's a good thing. There might have been a prompting for her to go behind the label. And concerning the video where she was crying and everything, honestly, I felt it was a bit too much. But I cannot tell how deeply hurt she was about the entire issue. But I felt like when I looked into the video, like, one thing with the both of them when they were presenting their cases, because when you go on both their Instagram pages, you find these posts where their lawyers gave their official statement on their behalf concerning the issue. And you find each of them, when they are starting these statements, they all do they tried not to take it public for the body of Christ. They were like, for the body of Christ, I was hoping not get to this point. But the next pages you see after, they are bashing each other. They are talking about how this person was like, this person was like that. There's a lot of like blames, like blaming. I don't think it's wrong to actually like state your case, but it's the way you state your case. And if you look into the documents, if you look into how they're presenting themselves, I really do not like the way Mr. Easy T is referring to Mercy Chinwo, because there is still a certain level of respect, despite all the maybe financial issues may have for somebody, they are going to accord the person. If you look at her own presentation by her lawyers, you will see from the start a certain sense of gratitude that she had, despite their current issues, where she was like actually acknowledging what he had done for her and how they started. But with his own case, because I went and read through it, you can see there's that immediate aspect of she's maybe a liar, she's cheating, and all of that. And I just think that was where the imbalance was. I could really have a clear judge of character in both cases. Like, we can tell that both people have wronged each other. I don't know to the extent of which they have gone. I don't know, maybe whether there have been falsified evidences here and there. But when we check how they are presenting to the public, you can see that one person is really going hard on tarnishing the image for another person. And Mercy Chinwo is also, like, she's saying all these things and he's a bully and all of that. But when she always has this point that she doesn't want to go, and it's not like she's trying to defame him or that sort. But this is what she feels and this is what she's presenting to the public. But like I said, the true issue here is the fact of, is this how to go about this? Like, when we look at the music industry, I don't really get so surprised when I see maybe artists having disputes with their record labels and suing left and right. It always goes down to the point of how you handle it. That is what I think should have separated the gospel music industry from other industries. Because we are going to have these issues. Like, I don't think it's something that we can avoid totally. Human beings are prone to making mistakes. Human beings are prone to having disputes. But it's how you settle those disputes that forms the distinction. So as people who are saying they are doing it for the body of Christ, they should have found a better way. I really believe there's a better way to go about this than the way it's going right now, where everybody is at each other's neck. And what we'll see in the coming days is the fact that it will just put sort of a bad image to every other thing they produce in the coming days. There are other artists that are signed to the record label of Easy Concepts. Now people are turning their attention to artists and being like, oh, are these artists also somehow maybe not, they're not maybe honest, or is the entire label just some sort of a front? And also, like, maybe the songs that Mercy Chinwo had produced before, maybe people might have a bad light whenever they look back to those songs. Like, I am someone who has been greatly touched by a lot of the songs that have been produced by Easy Concept, and Mercy Chinwo being an artist on that Easy Concept, that I don't know, right? Looking back at the songs that are produced, I don't want to have that sort of negative look now, and I believe I won't. I believe I won't have that, but I don't think that will be for everybody. I think many people now looking back on those songs, maybe like Excess Love or these other good songs that they wrote, might feel like, oh, these songs are just tied up in an entire mess and scandal. So we really see that it's actually somewhat of an attack against the body of Christ. Like I was saying, that the one that they were trying so hard to protect and trying so hard to consider, they are finally not considered, and they are finally brought some sort of damage to it, where people have to now like build back confidence in the fact that can they trust the gospel music industry to be more respectable, or some sort of a better example when it comes to music industry, because this was not how I expected this to go down. Like, everything that's happening now, it just went so out of hand. I believe it would take a lot for this to actually come back to normal, because for what it will require for this to be settled is that two grown people, like Mercy Chinwo and Mr. Easy T, will have to admit their faults. I will know how difficult that is for grown-ups. You will hardly find a case where you find these two people come online. Like, you see them come online and they talk about each other's faults. Like, what will make this better? What will be the good example they can set for them to come up and admit their faults? Easy T had what he did wrong. Mercy Chinwo had what she did wrong. Can they come up and actually admit that no matter how small you feel like yours was compared to the other person's crime, can you come up and say, this is what I did wrong, and I wronged this person this way, and I'm sorry for it? Can you actually apologize for the wrong you have performed on another person, despite how small it was? So that's where we're going to find out if this case is going to be solved amicably, because if they can admit to their faults that they have on each other, then we have hope of solving this issue in a better way. If not, then it's really just going to get worse and worse and worse by the day. But it's all to tell you guys that don't lose hope. If you want to lose hope in men, don't lose hope in God, okay? Like, men are going to disappoint here and there. Like I said, I'm not going to say that this party was totally wrong, this party was totally right. Both of them totally have their faults in it. I'm not going to take now their faults or their shortcomings to now give a reflection of God in my life. No, definitely, men will disappoint you. God never disappoints you. Keep singing the songs that they worked on before, because you know they're walking a good life. When you go back and look at their videos, you can see they're really happy. I get really heartbroken when I look back at the past years and how they related to what's happening now. Money can really bring a lot of disturbance when it comes to relationships that are working to foster good in the kingdom. So let's all just pray, I guess. Let's all just pray. That's all, guys. Now I'd like to know how you feel about this entire issue of Mercy Chinwo versus Mr. Easy T. Drop your opinions down in the comments below. But before you go, make sure to like and subscribe to the Next Generation channel so you don't get to miss out on any of our subsequent videos. Bye.